In the spring and summer of 1994, my friends and I caught the attention of the Scar Eater Part 1. Oh, sweet child, don't cry. I'll lick your scars softly, nibble at them, slowly, and finally eat them. Baby blue eyes, your pain is so beautiful. There, let me take it all away. Close your eyes now. Think of something beautiful. Even now, from time to time in the dead of night, I hear those words delivered to me in my most vulnerable moment. I hear that syrupy, sweet, calm, and seductive voice. It slithers through my memories like a wet tongue on raw skin, gnawing forever on wounds that never close. No child ever expects to come face to face with pure, unadulterated evil. What was lost then can never be regained, but perhaps I can find some solace and peace of mind from writing this down. Two events happened throughout the spring and summer of 1994 when I was 14. Kurt Cobain blew his brains out, and something very, very evil made my small town its hunting grounds. Although in a sense, these two events were unconnected, both affected me deeply. This story is a tribute to the wonders and frailty of youth, the dreams that never came to be, and most of all, to my cherished group of childhood friends. Gordy, Stump, Dylan, I hope you found Nirvana. The day was April 9, 1994. We were all gathered in Gordy's parents' garage. The mood was solemn and quiet. Gordy was fiddling with his pick, just strumming on his unplugged electric guitar. You could faintly hear the intro to Come As You Are Resting in the Still Night. Gordy was the kind of kid who liked to stay quiet and let his guitar speak for him. Then at times, he'd open his mouth, and you could tell he considered his words carefully. Stump sat at the drum set, just staring straight out into nothingness with a blank stare in his eyes, which was very unlike him. He was always abrasive and outspoken. He'd run his mouth like he ran the drums, fast and loud. Not tonight, though. His real name was Jackson, but we called him Stump since he was a year younger and half a head shorter than the rest of us. He'd been moved up from 6th grade to our 7th grade class. He wasn't being challenged enough intellectually, according to his strict parents. Besides Stump, we'd sometimes call him Shortstein because he was supposedly too clever for his contemporaries, but also short. I know, we weren't very inventive with the names, but really, he took the light-hearted bullying like a champ, and that's why we liked him. I sat on the banged-up couch we'd found under an overpass. The scratched-up wooden table in front of me was littered with cigarettes marks, beers, and soda cans we'd stolen from Stump's dad. Dylan threw himself down next to me on the couch and laid his head in my lap, staring at the ceiling. Jesus Christ, this is fucking depressing. You'd think someone died. Dylan was the jokester, also chronically incapable of reading a room, which meant he didn't have many friends besides us, but he played a mean bass, and really, he was that bad once you got to know him. I suppose now that I am older and wiser, I understand that his quirky and sometimes misplaced sense of humor was a coping mechanism to protect himself. In that moment, though, on that April night in 1994, I welcomed him, breaking the awkward silence. It made Gordy get up, plug his guitar in, and before long, we blasted In Bloom, so loud it tore through the night and probably woke up the neighbors several blocks away. I know it might seem odd that the death of a person we never met would hit us this hard, but Nirvana, and Kurt Cobain in particular, had been our beacon of light. To us, he was proof that misfits and oddballs could make it. We felt he spoke to us when he sang about apathy, boredom, and disillusionment with that raspy, unmistakable voice. The fact that he would opt out of life just like that was a major blow. Like losing a kindred spirit. Don't get me wrong, we weren't losers. This wasn't a losers' club. Being losers would mean someone paid attention to us, but mostly we were just invisible. That's what it felt like anyway, except when we played together. Then we all became one unit. Loud, young, dumb, determined. Hoping for that breakthrough that would take us all away from this butthole of a small town we were stuck in. Away from the broken homes we came from. Misery and boredom had brought us together. The never-dying and optimistic spirit of youth kept us going. It kept us determined not to stay invisible. Looking back now, I wish more than anything we had just stayed that way. Invisible and together. I wish we hadn't been noticed. Singled out by that thing, by the Scar Eater. The final echoes of smells like teen spirit faded, swallowed by the silence that rushed in like a cold tide. The garage felt different now, heavier, as if something unseen had slipped in between us, listening, waiting. Gordy shifted in his seat, then stood, disappearing for a moment before returning with something dusty and old in his hands. A wooden board, edges chipped and yellowed with age. He set it down on the table, and we leaned in, the candlelight making the letters shimmer like whispers carved in bone. "It's a Ouija board," he said, voice low, almost reverent. "I thought we might try to, maybe get in contact with him. It might help us make sense of it all." I had never pegged Gordy as the superstitious type. His expression was unreadable, serious, almost expectant. However unconventional it may have seemed then, I now realize he was trying to present a way for us to process what we were feeling. None of us could have known then the road it led us down. "Come on," Stump scoffed, arms crossed. "Don't tell me you actually believe that nonsense." Gordy shrugged. "What harm could it do? Worst case, it doesn't work. Best case, we get to talk to the legend himself." Dylan snorted. "Dumbass, even if it did work, which it won't, why the hell would Kurt Cobain's ghost be hanging around our garage? Why would he talk to a bunch of nobodies?" Stump shot him a glare. "Hey, why wouldn't he? We're pretty cool." Dylan laughed. "Stump, shut up. No, we're not, and you don't even believe in this." "Whatever, I'm just saying we're awesome, fuck you." I swallowed, an uneasy weight settling in my stomach. The air felt charged, electric, like the moment before a storm. I wasn't sure why, but something about this felt wrong. Off. "I don't know," I muttered. "What if there's, evil spirits?" Dylan pulled his shirt over his head, waving his arms like some cartoon ghost. "Boo, Jakey. I'm the vengeful spirit of all the kids you shot into your kumsak." I shoved him, suppressing a laugh. "Oh, fuck off." "Come on," Gordy cut in, voice firm. "I'm bored. Let's just do this. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Never mind. And Jakey, as long as we stick to the rules, we should be fine." Boredom and curiosity won out over the unease gnawing at me. "Never mind." "Yeah," I exhaled. "Let's do it." "Never mind," Stump and Dylan echoed. Gordy doused the lights, struck a match. The candle flames flickered, casting long, shifting shadows against the walls. Dylan smirked. "Ooh, looks cozy. Now we just need a red and white checkered tablecloth and a bowl of spaghetti, and then Stump and Jakey are ready for date night." Stump shot back with his usual quick wit. "You know that's the kind of thing someone in the closet would say, right? It's okay, Dylan. We all hate you just the way you are. It's safe for you to come out." For a second, Dylan's smirk faltered. Just a flicker, then it was back. Before he could throw another jab, Gordy cut in, his voice sharp. "Dylan, can you just shut the fuck up for once and try to be serious?" We heard the tone of Gordy's voice and realized the time for joking was over. He had a way of commanding our respect. We all scooted together as he laid out the rules and explained the process.